I forgot to take video of this when it was first purchased, and I already started disassembling, but this will give you an idea what it looks like. It was purchased for $7.99 at the local Value Village. Dog hair came free. This is the before. Somebody put so much weight on it, it bent. It did not go all the way through. But what I've done is carpenter glued and then viced it. I am going to feather out a layer of wood filler. I don't really want to add any thickness to it, but I have to strengthen this. These all good to go. These all good to go, and we're starting with the white pieces. Boards have been painted white, and the dividers have been painted green, and I'm in the process of hammering the pieces back together again. So what I'm doing is lining it up using this sacrificial MDF to hammer those puppies down. It's still going to require a bit of a touch-up job, but so far, you know, just with a few taps of the hammer, it's going in pretty good. I countersunk the holes here. Yes, they look choppy-duppy because that really is El Cheapo bit. Expensive drill, cheapo bit. I'm going to be measuring and then using nailing strips as support for the back. Now, when I first bought this side that's facing up at us right now, where it's a nice, flush, fully supported one piece, and the other side has these, here you can see here, they were at the front, which led to this first one becoming completely out of whack, bent and broken. There was no support. I'm going to now face that towards the back of the unit, and I'm going to put in nailing strips. You just need like 2 inches, just so if there's ever something that's supremely heavy that goes in here, it has support at the floppy-doppy end. I understand why they put it in reversed, so that these things, which slid, would have the back to help it not slide out, right? So it needs braces at the back. This nailing strip, just cutting little chips. Anyway, so that's where we are at now, hammering in the last one. So we are completely assembled. I have sanded the fronts, and I'm going to be now retouching everything that I marked up when I put that in there. I'm going to be using a sponge applicator to do that, just because I don't want any paintbrush lines. So we are assembled, and I've already put wood filler, and I have cut out a back piece. I'm going to be sanding this and then repainting the top. Now I'm going to be measuring and cutting my nailing strip. So I'll be cutting 12 3-inch pieces. All my little pieces are painted. Of course, this is the side that will be glued, so no paint. And one coat on either side of the green. I plan on doing some faux wood. Never done that before, so, well, you know, just experiment on the one side, and if it doesn't work, just wipe it off and paint again. So where we're at now, the back has been fauxed and attached. So we have this thing laying on its back on the floor, and about to position these where they need to be, gluing them down just like that for support. I've cut my 1x4s miter cut with a circular saw, so it's not perfect, but it will do as the base for the wheels. I have used L brackets to attach them together, and I will be wood filling the gaps and painting it. Gave a coat, even though this side's going to be attached to that side, I still wanted it to look neat. And my edges weren't mitered perfectly. I mean, you try mitering with a circular saw on a balcony in the winter, So I think I did a pretty good job. It's got the base on the bottom already, as we can see. That was a palaver and a half, but there we go. So here we are, and we are adding some trim, and then the wheels will go on. I am deciding to use a bit of this sort of bullnose trim as a finishing trim all the way around the edges. That's the plan, Stan. If I could do it over again, I wouldn't have painted a dang thing. So we are all glued up, and we are ready for a paint job. Here we are back at this thing, looking at the back, and I wanted to cover up the screws because unfortunately the screws that I wanted to use, which were a nice low profile, bizarrely do not fit even the most smallest driver bit or the smallest screwdriver. So cutting out pieces of molding, using the Dremel to cut out a recess for the screw heads, hopefully cover things up nicely, and then put the wheels on the other one and move on to the tray top. Super excited to try out the new plunge router from Dremel to make my slot to slide the tray bottom into. Put my head down and just got into making the tray, and unfortunately forgot to take any footage, so sorry. What I did do was use 5/16 by 11/16 trim, mitered them, did a practice run with my router. Whoa, that's hilarious. And then I used the 1/8 inch MDF for the bottom of the tray. So it really was just as simple as that. So we mitered, routed, glued it all together, slipped the base in and with some glue, and that was it. Update on the progress. I decided to paint the bottom green. Here's my thinking. The tray, that back of that, and the front, as well as that will have green elements surrounded by white. And I like that, but it's a pain in the ass when it's already assembled. I did it as best I could, and then I painted over it because I accidentally did this one first. Yes, after it was assembled. But then I said, you know what, I'm going to do it again. So I painted it over green, and as I was painting it, I'm like, hey, that looks so much better. So I'm going to stick with that idea. So all I have left to do now is paint with the whiteness all the way around. I added brads. I think they were the 3/8 in the corners, just for extra stability, because I just really didn't like the fact that it was just glue. So I have to paint that white. I'm going to do another roller of green and then fix up all my white, and that will be done. And I'll show you what it looks like when it is done. And there we are. In the back. Suppose I could have, you know, not bothered purchasing it when it was all busted up and icky, and I could have been a part of the throwaway generation and just gotten myself a new piece of furniture. But that's not what I do, because I am as thrifty can be. And, well, if you want extra cash in this world, thrifty, frugal, it's kind of the way you gotta be in some areas. And buying this at the store wouldn't give me the same satisfaction or a sense of pride. I have made a tray. I have never made one. Now I can say I have. It might be easier just to go down to the store. Where's the sense of pride in that? Okay, so what we're going to do is put all the molds and everything in there. I've got quite a bit, so trust me, it'll fill it all up. There we are in situ. All the molds. Flat ones that I don't really want to get folded, etc. Additionally, I've picked these up from Amazon, and I thought they'd make a nice addition to the side. We'll see.